Judy Garland was one of the most iconic performers in Hollywood history. She was a singer, an actress, and a star from a young age. But behind the glitz and the glamour, her life was filled with pressure, addiction, and heartbreaking struggles. Her story isn't just one of fame, it's a story of how Hollywood can break a person, even someone as talented and beloved as Judy Garland. She was born Frances Ethel Gum in 1922 in Grand Rapids, Minnesota. From the time she could walk, she was performing with her sisters. Her incredible voice was obvious even as a child. Audiences loved her, but so did the wrong people. By the time she was 13, she had signed with MGM, one of the biggest movie studios of the time. That's when everything began to change. At MGM, Judy was thrown into a machine that cared more about profit than people. Studio executives decided she wasn't pretty enough, skinny enough, and not glamorous enough for the big screen. She was constantly compared to other young actresses like Lana Turner and Ava Gardner. So, to fit the Hollywood mold, they put her on strict diets. They told her she needed to lose weight, and they didn't stop there. They gave her pills, amphetamines to suppress her appetite and keep her energy up during long filming days, and sleeping pills to bring her down at night. Judy was still just a teenager, and already she was chemically controlled. Her big break came in 1939 when she was cast as Dorothy in The Wizard of Oz. She was only 16. The role made her a star, and her performance of Over the Rainbow became one of the most famous songs in movie history. But even during the making of that beloved film, she was being mistreated. Her iconic blue gingham dress was designed to make her look younger and smaller. Her waist was bound tightly. Her appearance was manipulated at every turn. She was constantly reminded she wasn't good enough as she was. As she grew older, Judy struggled to transition from child star to adult actress. She was exhausted, mentally and physically. The studio kept pushing her to perform. Her dependency on pills only grew. She developed anxiety, depression, and began to experience emotional breakdowns. Still, the industry treated her like a product, not a person, and the public had no idea what was happening behind the scenes. Her personal life wasn't much easier. Judy was married 5 times. Her relationships were often rocky and unstable, and she struggled to find the love and safety she had always longed for. She had 3 children, including Liza Minnelli, who would go on to become a star in her own right. But even motherhood couldn't protect Judy from the deep pain she carried. The pressure to perform never stopped. By the 1950s, her film career began to decline, in part because of her unreliability on set, a result of years of addiction and poor mental health. MGM eventually dropped her, but somehow she kept coming back. Judy was a survivor. In the 1960s, she found new success as a concert performer. Her live shows were raw, emotional, and unforgettable. Audiences adored her. She poured every ounce of herself into those performances, but the pain was always just beneath the surface. In 1969, at just 47 years old, Judy Garland died of a barbiturate overdose in London. Her death was ruled accidental, but in many ways it was the result of a lifetime of pressure, abuse, and addiction that had started when she was just a child. Her funeral drew thousands. The world mourned her loss, and even now, decades later, her voice and her story continue to move people. Judy Garland's life was filled with brilliance and heartbreak. She was a woman with unmatched talent, caught in a system that demanded everything and gave little in return. Her story reminds us how dangerous fame can be, especially when it begins too early and is controlled by powerful people with little concern for a person's well-being. Judy was used, manipulated, and ultimately broken by an industry that only saw her as a commodity. But she also left behind something incredible. Her performances, her voice, her strength, they continue to inspire. The Wizard of Oz, Meet Me in St. Louis, A Star is Born, these aren't just films, they're pieces of cinematic history made unforgettable by her presence. She gave everything she had to her art, and while the industry failed her, the world never forgot her. Today, we remember Judy Garland not just as Dorothy in Oz, but as a symbol of resilience, a woman who fought her demons in front of the whole world. The star whose light still shines even though her life was far too short. Like, comment, and subscribe for daily history stories.